Yeah, and we are live. Niambie watu smash that like button. Kama inaenda huko. Na inaenda. Asante sana. Kwani una duck? Ama wewe unasimama the whole time, si ndio?
Nimesimama.
Sawa. So wewe uko aje?
Mimi niko fiti.
Yo, sawa. Sasa acha tuone ni watu wangapi wataingia hapa kwanza kabla tuanze mazungumzo. Tumia nakutumia ni kwa WhatsApp. Wewe unataka tupatiwe copyright strike? Aya, welcome. Karibuni sana. Welcome to the stream. Kindly hit that like button as you enter. And we are going to have a conversation. We are going to have one very, very good conversation with us. And it's just hovering around the whole issue about the African Cup of Nations or Afcon 2025 that just ended, and also having to look at the Kenya Premier League and how it's shaping up, how teams are faring. And so far we have man like Webu with us, who is going to give us some bit of insights from his end, how he sees things. And you can also be able to do so on the chat. So you're much welcome. Share the stream, like, and also subscribe as we go by. Yeah, so Webu.
Yeah.
So Afcon kwanza jiintroduce. Ni kitambo watu kuona kwa live hapa hivi.
Ni kitambo watu mkinicheki kwa live. Mmekuwa tu mkiniona kwa half time talk, hata si kuniona, kunisikia. Mambo ni mengi lakini we always make time to contribute hapo kwa pages zote zenye tuko nazo, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Bado tu ni Fans Fireball, tuko pale, we are a family. Na mi kama Kawa kama K, man like Webu, karibuni kwa stream. So we are going to make sure that we do this all the time from today henceforth. Kidogo hapo kuna itilafu za mitambo, lakini karibuni. Share the stream, like, subscribe. We are on the road to 1.5k. Tulifika 1000 juzi, so we are road to 1.5. So make sure you share. And
Nilikuwa na adjust camera hapo. Sawa. So even before we get further, the biggest news in football in the world right about now, the conversation about Afcon 2025, and more so the final in Indonesia. Even before we go into specifics about that final. So far wewe Afcon umeicheki aje?
Mimi Afcon nilikuwa na anticipation mob sana, especially after nimeona CHAN venye ilienda, alafu nikaona reforms zenye wametry kuweka hapo hivi, nikakuwa tu ile na expectations ile yenye itaona itakuwa fit ienda. Yeah, tona ilikuwa poa aside from games za Morocco. Hapo kwa game za Morocco, mi hadi hata tukianza strip tukiongea mwanzo, mi nilikuwa nishakwambia mi favorites wangu ni Morocco hands down. Wale wengine wenye nilikuwa nimewaweka watarun watago far kidogo, predictions zangu ziliuma nje. South Africa ilitolewa sijui kwa group stage sijui nini, mambo ilienda hivyo. But at the end of the day, all other games zimekuwa poa aside from 2 games za Morocco. Hiyo mi kidogo, my opinion, nilikuwa na feel as in walikuwa wanafosiwa tu kupewa hii cup because most of the times wamekuwa na very weird decisions zenye zimemekiwa in their favor. So sijui kama kuna watu wengine wako na different opinion, unaweza weka tu hapo kwa comment section hapo hivi, tutaziona na tutachambua.
So maybe specifics, maybe game yenye ilikubo hiyo ya nini, yeah, one of the games zenye ilikubo ya Morocco aside from probably jana. I'm sure wase wengi wanaweza kuwa kusema ya jana imewabo.
Game ya Tanzania ili ni bo in terms of, hata kama tuko na beef na wao, but tuko na beef in terms of yani ile majirani, beef ya majirani ile, we get it, but at the end of the day sisi ni watu wa East Africa na tuna supportiana. So Tanzania displayed a good game against Morocco, but sasa unakuja unapata walikuwa na pena bana, ilikataliwa bana, yani ile ni clear bana, mpaka hata unashindwa hizo decisions za VAR ama za referee zenye anapeana kidogo cause like okay ni sawa, then unakuja unapata wamepatana na Nigeria man, alafu unakuja unapata sasa niko sure kila msee alikuwa ile time yenye Nigeria wako on the break ile yenye sasa hii wakipiga tu hiyo counter ni bao, Calvin Bassey akashikwa shati akavurutwa nyuma, alafu bwana unaona Calvin Bassey ndio yellow card. Calvin Bassey anapewa yellow card at yendo, alafu nani ndo anapewa hiyo foul na Morocco wanapewa hiyo foul. Sasa hizo vitu zilikuwa tu red flag manze, kabla hata tufike kwa final. So kabla hata final ifike, uliona Senegal walikuwa na concerns, walikuwa wamewrite kwa CAF wakasema we have a few concerns zenye we would like you to address before hata tupige hiyo finali. And hizo concerns naona hazikuwa met, ndio maana hiyo finali ilikuja ikakuwa shambolic venye ilikuwa, as much as at the end of the day the people's champions became champion, but it was a very bad show in general.
Na sasa maybe in that specific game, that final, of course Senegal controlled proceedings kwa hiyo game, and ukiangalia in terms of possession, in terms of, well, unaweza sema in terms of attempts walikuwa wanaonyesha Morocco walikuwa na mob, but tuseme za Senegal ndio zilikuwa zinakaa most promising. So ukiangalia na eye test unaweza sema maybe au ndio walikuwa nakaa ni kama walikuwa na chances mingi, but that said pia there was a time when Senegal wali score from the corner, and then ikasemekana ni push on Hakimi. So personally, even before the push, there's this issue yenye referee, and this thing niliona kwa game ya Arsenal na Liverpool a while back when Arsenal ilidraw na Liverpool. But the way your game ilikuwa, when Kai Havertz went ahead and scored, I think it was Havertz who scored, and referee akapuliza firimbi before awache game iendelee, alafu VAR ndio kuja itoe juu wakionyesha replay wanaonyesha haikai kama ni haikai handball, and then ikawa sasa you can't count on that juu referee alisha make decision yake mapema, ikawa sasa there's nothing you can do. So for hiyo bao iliskoiwa, referee kwanza ile aliona ni kama Hakimi amesukumwa, akapuliza kipenga, bao ikafungwa. And I thought maybe itaenda VAR, but haingeenda VAR juu referee ashapuliza. And then just moments later kunakuwa na penalty shout huko. So first of all, even before we go to the penalty shout, for you, do you feel like it was enough contact kusema it was a push on Ashraf Hakimi?
Mi hata nikiangalia siku feel like ilikuwa that aggressive, yani ile yenye this contact is enough to guarantee huyu afanye nini apate hiyo yani wapate pena. It was a little bit too soft on my own, but pia still too at the end of the day some decisions unapatanga ni ball, na sahi ball ya sahi pia unakuja unapata maplayer wanakuanga dramatic sana, so unakuja unapata tu nini kidogo amefanya ni kama bana umemnyonga, ni kama umemuua, unaona wana overdo things. Wana overdo. So pia referees pia wanakuwa conflicted in terms of tutapeana hii, tupeane ama tusipeane. So for that ilikuwa ile yenye referee ndio umepeana, yes, lakini sasa acha tuende VAR pia ifanye nini tusaidie hapo hivi. But at the end of the day hiyo pena ni 50-50, ile yenye it can go your way, it cannot go your way, unaona. So yani iko tu hivyo tu, yani it's just a 50-50 chance.
So sasa on the other end, in terms of the penalty awarded to Morocco, for me nilikuwa nimeona, unajua sometimes when una evaluate a penalty or something hapo, unaangalia the attacking side and the defending side, and more often than not the attacking side inakuanga a little bit favored. When Brahim Diaz alikuwa brought down, he seemed to be like, unaona ile kama unaenda kushautia refa, and maybe to the stands wase wanaona ni kama Brahim Diaz ndio ali-influence hiki tukuenda kuangaliwa. And wenye referee alikuwa anaangalia huko hivi kwa VAR alijaliwa na wase ni kama people wanted, like they had to protect the referee at that point, especially from the Senegalese, and akapeana penalty. Coach decides to tell people to walk off the pitch, and then at some point ni kama nilikuwa naona anaitwa aje huyu El Hadji Diouf akiconverse na Mane, and then Mane akakimbia kwa tunnel akaita wasee wakarudi, and hapo vile alikuwa anajaribu kuonyesha pia great sportsmanship and leadership in the team, to which wakakuja kumalizia, and I think wangekaa more than 15 minutes hiyo game ingekuwa forfeited na probably Morocco ingeshinda. Sijui kama wangepeana walkover, and out there I don't know, the world over, I think this tournament would have been like, I don't know if it would have been trashed or something, but it would have tainted Africans, especially in terms of staging. Whether you see, there is usually this debate, is Afcon a major tournament? And we do realize that it's a major tournament. And for me personally, I feel like Afcon is more entertaining than every other tournament, including the World Cup. Afcon ndio inakuanga na drama, cinema, maajabu tu kaa yote. So wewe the entire scenario, alafu Brahim Diaz anakuja anapiga panenka kwa tournament ya pesa. Wewe sasa the whole issue wewe uliona aje?
So mi kwanza after coach ameambia maplayer bana acha to work out, hiyo ni protest, lakini pia still at the end of the day hii game imechezwa iko in its dying minutes, unaona, mmeshacheza hii time yote, unaona. So pena ni ile kitu ni 50-50 imepeanwa, yes, unaona. So as much as you are protesting, amfai kutoka coach, ufai kuambia maplay, it's unprofessional. Coach unaambia maplayer bana, nyinyi tu boycott, tutoke ndani ya pitch, tuishie mahali tunaishia, unaona, of which hiyo haikukuwa kitu poa. Then pia mi nilipenda what Sadio Mane did. Unajua Sadio Mane ni ule mzee mwenye ako na experience ya ako na longevity, acha tuniseme hivyo, ako na longevity in the game tangu tuanze kumuona huko days zake Southampton, Liverpool nini, unaona. So amekuwa kwa team zenye receive that kind of treatment, unaona, that kind of treatment in terms of, nakumbuka wakigun for the league, alafu akiwa Liverpool, alafu kuna Doku aliingia tu msee, unakumbuka Doku, Liverpool wakicheza na Man City, kwa hiyo game ndio ina determine kama Liverpool wanabeba ligi ama hapana, alafu Doku akaamua akaingia nani kumfuya kifua, alafu nothing was given, unaona. Alafu hivyo ndio maybe hiyo pena ingepeanwa, Liverpool would have won the league that time, but walikuwa professional, unaona. Na hiyo si mara moja, yani amekuwa on the receiving end ya hizi vitu a lot. Hata huko Al Nassr kuna decisions zingine zilikuwa zinamekiwa, zingine zilikuwa zina favor inaitwaje Al Hilal, but kama unafuatilia ball vitu kama hizi zina happen. So yeye ako na ile maturity ya ku understand ni ball ni kitu yenye na happen, so there is always a next time, unaona. So wacha anini, alafu sasa hiyo conversation alikuwa amehave na Elhaji Diop. Pia Elhaji Diop ni ule msemenye alikuwa controversial sana. His playing days, at least we were privileged to see him play.
He was a dirty player.
Sasa sisi tunaelewa what happened with him. He was a very dirty player, dirty striker and all that, unaona. We had the privilege of kumuona venye alikuwa na play, unaona. So pia yeye anajua what it entails, anaelewa discrimination venye iko, anaelewa venye in terms of maybe tona isipokuwa in your favor, unaona. So ile yenye alienda akambongesha, ikakuwa ni wase wawili wako on the same mind, wako on the same length, wanaweza ongea waelewane, unaona. So wase wengine venye waliishia ndani ya tunnel, Mane uliona hata alibaki pia, alikuwa confused, we coach unadu nini, unaona. So ndo ukacheki akakimbia that moment tu yenye alikimbia ndani ya tunnel. Mimi hiyo ndo ilikuwa tu, yani huyo sasa ndo alikuwa hero mimi kwangu, alikuwa saa Superman, come to save the day, ile yenye last minute tunacheki. So venye alishia kabonga na alafu kidogo wakafanya nini, wakarudi back, alafu ikakuwa acha ipena ipigwe, ikiseviwa Mendy akisave sawa, asipo save we did our best. Alafu bana Diaz anaamua bana pena tona ya pesa, piga Panenka. Unaona, kapiga Panenka, Mendy akafanya mambo yake. Alafu si game ikakuwa game on. Hiyo assist tu ya Mane, yani venye alishika ile ball, hiyo assist tu, hiyo assist. Imani hiyo assist ilikuwa ilienda shule, ni assist ya pesa sasa. Alafu nani akadu his thing.
Ni gay ni nini hiyo anaitanga?
Hiyo zao kuna gwe, kuna gay, kuna whatever. He did this thing and hiyo ndio ilikuwa ilimaliza hiyo tona, ikakuwa like okay, that's a good thing. And at the end of the day Senegal won, congratulations to them. Zile 8 walitupiga bana, na sasa wamebeba Afcon, inaonyesha si mchezo despite the environment yenye alikuwa. Hiyo ilikuwa the odds were not in their favor, but they won it. So in terms of the overall tournament, hiyo finali peke yake, hizi games zingine zenye labda Morocco ilicheza tunaweza zibrush aside, because kulikuwa na games zingine zenye zilifunika hizo controversies. But for the final bana ili expose tona yetu vibaya sana, yani imekuwa tu na stain hii Afcon ya 2026 imekuwa tu na stain fulani yenye it will take a while kufanya nini kuierase.
So nini coming up next time 2027 nini itakuwa East Africa Afcon. Nataka nikuonyeshe jamaa fulani anaitwa Mamadou,
ule jamaa Cote d'Ivoire.
Wacha wasee wenye
sema hatuna infrastructure,
wasee wenye waje watch cha tuone tuione, alafu watoe maoni yao.
Next one is going country where I already have been. No road within the country. Some of my colleagues from East Africa told me from one country to another one, it will take you 2 days to drive. Then my biggest worry, and many are worried, are we not going to lower the standard by going to East Africa, or what is the solution forward? Because we've seen, we are in Morocco. The Afcon was supposed to be in Guinea Republic. Because they were not ready, it was moved to Morocco. And this 24-nation Afcon, I think in Africa, maybe 4 or 5 countries have the improper infrastructure to host it. Is there any possibility that it will be taken away from those 3 countries or postponed again? That's my question.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
Nini, let's say even before tusikie response ya Motsepe, I don't know, man like Webu. Sijui umepotea nini? Yeah, so even before you get to hear, as Webu is trying to get back, before you hear even the response from Motsepe, the guy claims that East Africa does not have like proper infrastructure to host the Afcon. And this is coming off the back of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania hosting the CHAN Championships, which is supposed to be like a tournament that would help East Africa prepare for Afcon 2027. So he claims that the roads are very bad, they are very poor, and it will probably taint the tournament if East Africa gives something that is a lower standard than Morocco. And I don't know, probably even from your perspective, what you think would be the case, because he's claiming that East Africa has poor roads and it would take people 2 days to move from one country to another. I don't know whether it's through walking or what. How would people not manage to get there in good time? Karibu. So I don't know. Like it would take people 2 days to move from Kenya to Tanzania, let's say, example, and also probably Kenya to Uganda. And usually there are buses that are plying from Kenya to Tanzania, Kenya to Uganda. So even before we get to hear what Motsepe said, what do you think about those sentiments?
Okay, hizo sentiments ni za msee mwenye hajafika East Africa. Huu ni msee mwenye tu ako na ile perspective ile yenye hajaifika na anaona hivyo. Mimi naweza mrecommend tu, hata hakuna haja ya kuongea hivyo, angeingia kwa stream ya Aisho Speed. Aisho Speed aliwapatia a clear glimpse of what Kenya is all about. Unaona venye ilikuwa, unaona. So kwanza kukuja kusema ati hatuna infrastructure, hiyo nayo that is uncalled for. Yani huyu ni msemo tu ako bitter, unaona. Ile yenye tu is just I saw him as a very bitter journalist.
Niliona
infrastructure zetu.
Niliona kuna msee alikuwa anasema ati juu unajua Cote d'Ivoire ili host the previous Afcon, barabara zao zote azifikiza Nairobi, na anasema ati nini hatuna infrastructure.
Yeah, that's true. Unaona, sisi tuko na infrastructure iko, kila kitu iko, na pia Prezo kuna vitu zenye ametry to do to better infrastructure zetu in terms of hata ukiangalia hii Talanta Stadium sasa nasikia inaitwa Rao. Hiyo kitu yenye mimi ni bambi by the way. Anyway, hiyo Talanta Stadium Ukiangalia ina highlightiwa na wasee wengi sana in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of hallmark ya infrastructure kwa country. Alafu pia hiyo story ya SGR, hiyo kulink nini from the city center to Talanta, unaona hizo ndio stadiums zitatumika. Kasa barabara Thika super highway iko tu sawa, sisi hatuna issues. Huko Uganda pia wameimprove their infrastructure in terms of bona walilaunch study yao iko fit, iko accessible, iko kwa Tanzania pia ati wako mbaya na nini zao. Ukiangalia game za Yanga na Simba, unaona Tanzania ni nchi yenye imekuwa na clubs zenye zimekuwa perennial visitors kwa tona za CAF, si Confederation, si Champions League, unaona. So ma teams zimekuwa zikikaa huko zikiona venye iko, unaona. So inamaanisha we have that capacity, unaona. So journalists atokee huko tu waanze kusema oh, hiyo inchi haina roads, haina nini, sijui unaenda 2 days, sijui unafanya nini. Hizo tu ni stories za jaba. Huyo jamaa tu wako bita.
So even ndio Mosepe alisema
and I think part of being a leader is to deal with difficult, unpleasant decisions which we have to take.
East African countries.
Jambo Kenya, Ubari Tanzania.
Hapa sasa anajaribu kuexplain mbona alisema chenye alisema, sikia.
Pamoja Uganda.
Regarding what you said yesterday about East Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda, people didn't like exactly, but maybe you have something to tell them to clarify.
Look, I didn't say it to harm anybody, but I said it as a challenge to those countries. Believe me, in the 80s, Cote d'Ivoire was more developed than Morocco. But today, you are in Morocco. You could go to any of the venue in top highways by speed train, by rail, by bus, everything first class. Then
Kwanza hata before aendelee, kuna like you see this notion that top class nini, these countries are different. You can't compare development of one country to another. And first of all, kudos to Mosepe in how he responded that it's his responsibility to ensure that these countries are ready to host like major tournaments. So what this guy fails to understand is that the level of development in Morocco can only be matched by, let's say, another probably country that is probably in the same level of advancement as Morocco is. Morocco was ready to host the World Cup in 1994. 1994, yeah, I think you were not even born. Were you born? You were not born at the time. In 1994, Morocco were ready to host the World Cup. It's just that they had even bidded for it. They did not qualify. But they are probably ready to host, I think, is it the World Cup after this one?
After this one, they'll be hosting together with Spain and Portugal.
Yeah. So when you're looking at countries that are on the same level as Morocco to be able to have the infrastructure to host a major tournament like the Afcon, probably you're looking at South Africa. Probably, I don't know if Egypt is even on the same level, but Kenya, when you're looking at infrastructure in Kenya, it's better than majority of countries in Africa. So when he's claiming that it will be tainted, it only means that it's only fair that this tournament goes either back to Morocco or goes to South Africa, kwa sababu there will always be teething problems. And even the World Cup that is coming in USA, Mexico, and Canada, that they are hosting 3 countries, I am sure they will have problems of their own. I think they went to benchmark with Morocco on how to host the World Cup. And the USA gave a clean bill of health saying that Morocco staged a good tournament. So it's now upon any country that is given the mandate to host to do a great job or a better job at that. So that's just my take on the whole issue. I don't know what you think on the chat. Someone is asking if there are any matches being streamed. Not today. There was a match we did not do a watch along today, and thank you for asking. I know you're the guy from Mexico. Thank you for coming on to the stream. Yeah, so that's just my take. Where do you think we are ready?
As the Pamoja bid, yeah, we are ready. East Africa, we are ready for the tournament. The stadiums that are finalizing, let them put the finishing touches on the stadiums. Alafu infrastructure, what is happening in Kenya, let us give it a clean bill of health. Everything is going to be okay. And I really loved how we handled Chan, because there is no difference between Chan and Afcon. You see, the only difference is that, yeah, Chan and Afcon. Yeah, the only difference is that with the Afcon, we have superstars that are coming maybe from big teams, whereby people want to idolize some of their heroes or some of their legends whom they believe that, okay, this is my football hero, this is someone. Some people usually make them their role model, so they want to interact with them. So in terms of how we are handling the fan and player security, that is where maybe they need to improve. But in terms of infrastructure, in terms of staging, then in terms of, let me tell you one thing that is unique about Kenya mostly. I don't know about, not that I don't know about Tanzania, but with the Afcon, how it happened, all the matches that were staged in Kenya, the turnout was great. The turnout was amazing. Even if it was just a Burkina Faso playing with a Chad and Angola playing with another team that does not involve Kenya. But you see fans thronging the stadiums in large numbers. Then when Kenya was playing, then there was chaos. Tickets are just on sale everywhere. And yeah, we like that vibrancy. I did not see that with the Afcon in Morocco, because some of the stadiums whereby other teams were playing that were not Morocco, the stadiums were a little bit empty, of which that was not that was not a good in terms of attendance. But in East Africa, I think we know, with Kenya, we know how to turn up. And I guess almost all the African teams that are playing, that will be playing in the Afcon next season, next year, they have players whom many Kenyans resonate with. Many Kenyans idolize them. So it's like, okay, that is Minte. We see Minte Bana doing whatever he's doing at Brighton. I just want to go and see Minte. People will buy tickets to go and see Minte. Oh, this is Mane. I just want to go and see Mane. This is Salah. Oh, we always see Salah here and there. We are going to buy tickets to see Salah. You see, so it will be, Kenyans are a very lively lot. So they'll do that. But with the Tanzanians and the Ugandans, I don't know how they are going to behave when matches are played in their countries and it's not their team playing. So, but in terms of preparedness,
except we will not see Mane
in terms of
last dance.
Yeah, maybe it's his last. It is his last tournament, but it is next year. So he hasn't declared that he'll retire internationally. It is just next year.
He said that was last Afcon. He has said that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I did not receive that memo, but it's okay. But he can pull an Elijah Diouf the way you saw Diouf coming. You see, he can just grace the tournament like, okay, let me just see to give my boys a little bit of motivation. Yeah, but in terms of attendance, East Africa is quite good on that. Infrastructure, let him come to visit Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania to see the infrastructure. Infrastructure is good. I'll also recommend him visit Bus Life. Visit Bus Life YouTube channel called Bus Life. I'm not advertising him or anything. Just visit Bus Life, where buses travel meets the environment. Then you see infrastructure all over Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, wherever. You will see how infrastructure is. So we are good in terms of infrastructure. Huyo mtu asituambie kitu. Yeah.
Sawa. So let's get back. Let's come home. Now, I want you to see this moment, and then you will tell me what you thought about this situation. So this means that we are getting back to the Kenya Premier League. So just a moment.
Football bloody Poglu. Nafasi nzuri Philip Wasai. Super sub. Samuel Molopamzo.
I love that guy.
Alipenyezewa pasi tamu kabisa na Maxwell Kubasu. Finishing kuimalizia tu. Alionyesha run bora kabisa. Victor Muneo Chame anakokota mali uzuri. Victor ameachia pembeni kwake the bully Christopher Koloti.
Kwanza, first and foremost, was that an offside?
No, it wasn't. Hata ukiangalia tu. No, ukireview, ukiangalia hiyo, si offside. Ukiangalia tu the way
but online wanalia ati ilikuwa offside.
Hakuna. Ukiangalia hiyo pasi kitoka na run yake, huyo nani alimweka onside, unaona? Hakuna off. Si biasness, but ukireview hapo hakuna off.
So maybe hata nikijaribu kuleta hii nini nyuma. Kiasi, this is the 83rd minute.
Nafasi nzuri Philip Wasai. Super sub.
So actually hiyo bao wakati ilifungwa, there was something nilikuwa nasema, if anyone watched the watch along, nilikuwa nasema sahi nini wana like they are trying to waste some bit of time, na nikasema sometimes unaweza kuwa unafanya hivi alafu something comes back to bite. So hiyo ni 83rd minute by what 93 by 93rd minute wako zile design yenye unaonanga msee anaenda huko hivi kwa kona anaanza kushield ball nini hivyo, unajuanga hizo time wasting tactic.
Yeah.
So ndio ukikuja hiyo ni 93rd minute, waliongeza 7 minutes. The 95th minute kwa wapi? 95th minutes ndio hiyo Koloti amefunga hiyo bao yenye tulikuwa tunakuuliza kama ni offside.
Ni offside.
Yeah. And then sasa kuna the 95th.
Kelly Okonji Majaja Madi Kelly inaletwa ndani, nafasi ile nzuri, bado nafasi. Football bloody Poglu wamerudi mchezoni.
Like for me this game, hata commentator ali encapsulate the feeling ya crowd, like venye ungesikia aki commentate hiyo bao, mpaka akasema football made in the blue, ama sijui ni nini alisema. So is it kama ile game ya Gor Mahia walitoka from 2-0 down, waka stage second half comeback wakafunga 3 against Morocco. Between those two matches, ni gani ndio wewe una feel this one was more intense?
EAFC EAFC unaona EAFC ni ile je, hiyo time frame ni kadogo, hiyo window, that window is very very minute, very small for you to score 2 goals. Unaona, very very small for you to score 2 goals. With the Gor Mahia one, hiyo first half walikuwa shapigwa 2-0. Unaona, so second half walikuwa na a whole 45 minutes plus to turn things around. Alafu by the 60th minute walikuwa already wako 2-2. Unaona, so meaning that from the 60th minute to the 90th minute plus added time, anyone could have won that game. Unaona, anyone could have won that game. Morocco could have won it, or Gor Mahia could have won it. Unaona, in terms of that window, it was not that intense. But with the FC Leopards one, you have conceded a goal in the 83rd minute. You see, then you have gone up to the 90th minute, you are already 1-0 down. Then in the 95th, I guess the 92nd or the 93rd minute, the 93rd minute, you are still hanging on for dear lives with 4 minutes remaining. You see, so the best possible outcome for that game would have been a draw. But they scored in the 93rd minute, the ball went to the center, then they scored with the last kick of the game. You see, so that one, with that window, that one, it was very intense, because the FC Leopards fans was like, okay, we will take a draw. With this one, take a draw. Then, okay, no, we are not taking a draw, we are taking a win. You see, that one, for me, I felt it was more sweet and more intense than the.
And for me, I particularly love the way, like, there's a back and forth in terms of who is leading the Premier League table, which we will be able to show just shortly. But before we show it, there's also this footballing moment that we saw from Moranga Steel. Yeah? And that's to look at it.
Whoa! That was crazy.
Uliona hiyo bao ama ndio unaona saa hii?
Nilisikia, sikuiona, ndo naiona hapo. Wow.
Acha nirudie so that anyone mwenye ako kwa chat anaweza kuwa na, just have a look at this goal.
Wow.
That's a crack of a goal. Hiyo bao, it was Morocco against Bidco. The game ended 2-1 in favor of Morocco.
That goal, that guy who struck that goal, Imbu, he's called Imbu. What? Imbu. Yeah, that guy who struck that ball, he was like, okay, you want to still dribble the ball and we have a window here. Let me just hit it. I don't know if I will hit your leg or I hit the ball. And he just hit it, and whoa, that was a cracker of a goal.
Yeah, he was not taking any prisoners.
He was not taking any prisoners, whether it's his own player, is his teammate, or it's the opponent. Because as he struck that ball, he fell down. He fell
Yeah.
down. He was like, "Oh, hey, now that one was a well executed shot." And by the way,
Mm.
lately we have a little bit of back and forth in terms of how goals are scored in our league.
In
Sometimes
terms of.
you how goals are scored,
Mm.
because sometimes you see a goal is scored, you enjoy, you're like, oh, now that's a goal. Sometimes some goals are cooked nicely, team goals nicely, but other
Mm.
times you're like, okay, errors, goalkeeping errors, defensive errors. That is where you find people asking, hey, aren't these matches fixed? Which brings
Yeah.
a doubt in the game. For example, the Nairobi United one, the one that Ovelo Ochieng scored that free kick. You're like, hey, keeper,
Mm.
you would have done better. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It should have
yeah,
been. That goal was fantabulous. Even the keeper didn't expect. That's a
yeah,
comment from Ambassa Webster KE 1245. Yeah, so that's about that. Other results. Shabana FC won 1-0 against Sofapaka at Busi. But now, these people are having some bit of trouble. There's trouble brewing, and I just want to maybe show. I want to show something based on a very credible Kenyan journalist.
journalist,
Yeah,
Mr. Kevin.
yeah, Mr. Kevin Tear. He was reporting on Shabana that today the players had like a meeting. Let me see if I can share the screen for all of you to get to see what I am talking about. Let's see. Is there any chance? Slide share screen. Yes, screen. Let's see. Yes, here. It's possible. I don't know. Can you see?
Yeah, can see it.
I don't know if it is large
Shabana
enough.
FC players held a meeting. Shabana FC players held a meeting this morning and agreed to boycott training until all outstanding salary arrears are fully settled. The squad has since dispersed and returned to their homes. I think we talked
Yeah,
about this in the morning,
yeah, over the phone.
yeah, over the phone.
So
And
what's
and for me, I'll still hold my sentiments the way we talked in the morning. My take about what is happening at Shabana. Sometimes we ruin very good projects. We ruin very good things. When you are having good things happening around you, some people tend to come and destroy what you have built. You see, so with what is happening with them, this team, I think the way the way our league is structured right now currently, I'd give the props to Shabana. Shabana is the one that opened the eyes for all other clubs to emulate what they were doing last season, the previous season, to emulate what they were doing in terms of capitalizing their fan base, in terms of getting the best out of what they offered. So with that in mind, it brought some aura to the league that inspired other clubs to do what they were doing. You see, FC Leopards was a sleeping giant. Gor Mahia was a sleeping giant. And when Shabana came, it tried to offset the balance that was there. So with offsetting the balance that was there, it's what made people to realize that Shabana is no joke. So FC had to up its game, Gor Mahia had to up its game. And with that, when things are working for you in a good way, we have individuals who come into the club and try to destroy what you have built. So I saw the receipt, the audit report about how they are handling their finances, and it is not pretty. It is quite embarrassing how they are doing their finances, how they are undertaking what they are doing. You see, so you find some expenses are very fishy. You
Kama
see
gani?
some, yes, it's GPA. You are public address systems. You are charging around public address system. You are charging 50,000 public address system. The DJ, you are paying him for a 90-minute gig. You are paying him around almost 100,000. Alafu sijui support staff or whoever, the club members or something, the board or something. You are giving them allowances to sit there and do something, allowances that are totaling up to around
To
500,000
sit
Kenya
to
shillings.
allowance,
You see,
wait, ngoja, like wanapatiwa allowances za kukua kwa game.
za kutokea game. Yeah, za kutokea game.
Hiyo ni gani
Unaona,
sasa? I thought the incentive ni like the fact that umekuja game, let's say kama wewe ni msee wa team, labda wanaweza sema juu wewe ni msee wa team, wewe usibuy ticket, wewe kuja free. I thought that was probably maybe the best thing you can do, because you know also attending matches something big.
yeah, attending matches, you are attending a match and you are paid for attending that match. You see, so for me, ukiangalia your receipt, I don't have a screenshot of it, but when you see it I saw it with Cyprian is Nyakundi, and with that, it really showcased how we don't run our affairs in terms of club affairs well. Unaona? And there was something that you really talked about in the morning when you said, at least when we say that we have received 3 million Kenya shillings, what is the breakdown of these 3 million Kenya shillings? This is what we are paying for, this is what we are paying for, this is what we are paying for, and this is what we have remained with. You see? So with Shabana, all their gate collections from last season to this season's, they haven't gone below 1 million shillings. You see, the one that they report, because their ticketing is still shambolic, is still in the medieval ages, whereby we just buy physical tickets from wherever we are buying. But if they would have gone online, I think the sales would have been much higher. But that 1 million that they are posting every day, this is our gate collection. It is just enough to run the affairs of the club nicely with their shirt sponsor, with other sponsors that are there. Because when they are traveling away from home, you find that Nyamira coach offered them, wherever you are going, we are giving you our bus free of charge. We fuel it, we take you there. Because this Nyamira a market for gives me a market for.
I think there's some
my
network.
entity to by other people, network issues there, for my entity to be seen by other people. So they are offering them transport with fuel in it, you see. So when you come to realize that players are going 3 months without pay, 3 months without allowances, and you are pocketing 1 million shillings and you have a sponsor, what are you doing with this money?
Yeah.
What are you doing with this money? So that one is a cause for concern, and I hope their management will rectify that. We don't want to see such scenes, because losing Shabana from the league right now at this moment, it will be a very big blow, especially in terms of the aura of the league, in terms of fans, how they come to the stadium, in terms of visibility, you see. So I pray that they put their house in order make things straight, benchmark, see what they can do, see the expenses that they can remove from their budget, the expenses that they can add to ensure that everything runs smoothly.
They are set to play, wanafaa wacheze na APS Bomet on Wednesday. Unaona kama hii game itakuwa ama itakuwa? Juu walikuwa kesho, meeting imekuwa leo, so meeting ya leo ndio wamedecide kesho hawatatokea training. So unaona Wednesday kama watacheza na APS Bomet.
No, Shabana is a big team and wako na stakeholders wengi, na niko sure hii issue as it has happened, a lot of people will come through to settle the differences. You see, we have the county government of Kisii that supports them. We have Simbarati is their patron. We have other people. We have the Mokaya brothers who run Nyamira Coach and Guardian Angel.
Another, I think you have a network issue on your side. So maybe as you're just trying to find yourself, find kujitafuta, in direct translation. I think for all the stakeholders within Shabana FC, maybe they need to try and find a way in how they'll help the players out.
Sorry, my network is a little bit disturbing. So as I was saying, they have stakeholders or players who really love that club. So I think by the end of the day today, the day has already ended, I think they will have a solution and they will stage the match, and it will be a motivation. Maybe they will be asked, they will be motivated with some allowances or something, and for them to win that game, if they participate in the match, for them to win it, I think Pamzo is doing a very good job with the Pibomet, despite the fact that maybe he lost to FC Leopards, but they put on a good fight. And how he has transformed that team, I think it's going to be a good match. And maybe my prediction early enough, I'd give it a draw or a Bomet win.
Draw or Bomet win.
Yeah.
So if Shabana ikilose hii game, haiwezi kuwa necessarily tu ati ni juu ya hizo wrangles, inaweza kuwa tu juu pia Bomet is a good side.
Yeah, Bomet is a good side. Yeah. You have seen how they've played, and you saw how they did against FC Leopards. You saw how they did against other teams. So they aren't a bad side.
So tukiwa hapo, hii kitu watu wanashindanga tu wakiuliza, but this was way before game ya Nairobi United na nini ichezwe na Kenya Police, of which Kenya Police na Nairobi United ilisha 1-1. So hapa hivi ukiangalia, maybe just add 1 point to them, so that's 24 for Nairobi United na 25 for Kenya Police. So that means Kenya Police ita rise up to number 5. Alafu Nairobi United you wako na goal difference ya 3, then
they rise to 6. They rise to 6.
Yeah.
So Murangasil drop to 7, and Tusker drop to 8. Bandari stay at 9th.
Wait, Nairobi United si wame score 3? No, wako na goal difference ya 3.
Yeah.
Wakipanda to 24,
wataenda to 6th.
Watakuwa the same na goal difference ya Murangasil. But sasa ukiangalia
hapo sasa head to head inaongea.
Hata si head to head, kulingana na rules Wanasema ati wataangalia goal difference, ka goal difference ni the same, wataangalia goals scored. So probably kulingana na rules zetu, after goals scored labda watu wanaweza enda kuangalia head to head, but ukiangalia goals scored, saa hii Nairobi United actually wako chini ya Morocco juu wamescore goals 4, wamescore 19, wameconcede 16. Morocco wamescore 21, wameconcede 18. So I think that's the whole situation as it is right now. So how is the table looking like for you? How is the league? This is the league. How is the league looking like for you?
Sasa number 1 and 2 wamejiseparate. The boys have separated themselves. The men have separated themselves from the boys because there is a gap of how many points? 33-27. That is 6 points between second and third. But first and second, they have the same points, but Gor Mahia have a game in hand. So
wait. Let us address the elephant in the room. Hiyo game in hand ni game gani?
Hiyo game in hand, ukiangalia Kenya Police si game leo, so those are 16 points. Nairobi United si game leo 16 matches. Nairobi United game leo, so hao ni 15 matches. So probably Gor Mahia game in hand yao iko against either of KCB, Bandari, Nairobi United and Kenya Police.
Nairobi United kwanza tukuje kwa hii game. Gor Mahia hajacheza na Kenya Police.
Hawajacheza bado.
So I think that is the game in hand, si ndio? Juu mimi nilikuwa naongelea about Nairobi United and Gor Mahia. This game ended in a draw. Hiyo draw really iko among hizi points.
Iko among hizi points. Na hiyo iliwekwa hapo. Si ile yenye walikuwa na inaitwaje na ile vita ile. Ile vita ile.
So mimi nilikuwa naona hivi, unaona there is an outcome ya hiyo investigation yenye ilienda, and my take is, unajua there is a possibility ya hizi team mbili kunyang'anywa points. Whoever is found culpable anaweza nyang'anywa points, ama waamue team zote zilibehave vibaya, points deduction.
Unajua the best outcome hapo ni nini? Team zote zilishindwa kumanage their fans. Unaona? So wale wenye walipigwa na wale wenye walipigana wote tu walishindwa kumanage whatever they were managing. So me I think wote tu wadeductiwe points. Hiyo itakuwa at least funzo kwa watu wengine ile yenye sisi unaona we should manage our fans well. Unaona? But
that's why personally I'm saying that haitakuwa very wise for Gor Mahia fans to be talking about this tuko na game in hand when there is a possibility of them being deducted points.
Lakini tu still nakwambia, unaona in football don't count your game in hand as points when they are not on the board. Unaona? When they are not on the board, put them on the board. Ndio sasa uhesabu we have a game in hand, because anything can happen. Hiyo game in hand mnaweza pigwa ama mnaweza win alafu mdeductiwe points kwa hii match zenye mmefanya nini, mulileta riots. Unaona? So but at the end of the day, this is what we have always prayed for. How the table looks like, number 1 and number 2. For a long time, this is what people
And number 3, no, number 3 changed. There was a time Shabana walikuwa number 3 before Homeboys.
Yeah, there was a time Shabana walikuwa number 3. Yes, but venye nakwambia, in terms of how number 1 and 2 are, that is what many people have wished for. Kumbuka, FC Leopards beat Gor Mahia at home. Gor Mahia was at home. The one that you won. Gor Mahia was at home. Now, Gor Mahia will go to FC Leopards. So Gor Mahia will be the away team, the second leg. Na table inakaa hivi. You see, how juicy is that? How juicy is that? Alafu something very positive. Something very positive lately. FC Leopards fans wamekuwa na aura fulani, wako too peaceful. Yani wako zeza, results zikikataa kuenda their way, wako zeza like, leo coach bana. Leo
hata wanaona kwa grau kama walitembeza, unaona ka game ya Kakamega Homeboys walijua tu wametembeza.
Walijua tu wametembezwa. There is something about the mile yenyewe. Hawako ile violent, ile kulazimisha inafaa iende hivi, unaona. Wana accept okay, leo ni it's like it's one game at a time, unaona. So leo tumeperform vibaya, coach badilisha hii, next time we want to perform well, unaona. Of which that is a positive in terms of when we go to the second Mashemeji derby of the season, unaona. That will be a good thing. But for Gor Mahia fans, ile bado kuna that element of goonism or violence in them. Ile yenye you can't tell us anything. We have won this league a record number of times and we are in contention to win this league again, unaona. So when things on the pitch don't go their way, they remove their frustration, maybe among themselves or towards their opponents, unaona. And that has happened for quite some matches. The matches zenye hadi hata ile yenye walikuwa wanapigwa 4-1 na Epibomet, it wasn't easy for Epibomet fans because kulikuwa na some elements of violence in that, unaona. Hii ya Shabana, unaona, they had to put in a lot of security measures to ensure that hiyo game inaenda peaceful, unaona. But pia still kulikuwa tuna ile crowd kidogo yenye ilikuwa inataka ku disrupt that peace, unaona. So for Gor Mahia, they should manage the expectations in that league venye iko say it is competitive, and this is what we have always prayed for, that we have a league where the biggest two teams in the league are going for the league. We have that derby feeling, we have that aura feeling, we have that these biggest teams are going for the league, unaona. So they should manage the expectations in that any outcome can go, maybe they would win it or FC Leopards could win it. And if they win it with them managing the expectations, I think that would have been winning that trophy would be very, very sweet for them.
Ni wewe ndio uko na mgeni ama ni nani?
Trevor ndo anaingia.
Anatoka shule zaidi.
Alishatoka shule.
So maybe lastly, maybe on umetoa mtoto kwa screen. Hizi nimeanza kuona hizi policies za nini za YouTube.
Utakaa tu hapo. Amekimbia mbio, amekuja kwa nini?
Sawa, so maybe tuangalie Kenya Police. Walikuwa na game just before today na wamedraw 1-1 na Nairobi United. So there was something yenye Salim Ali alikuwa amesema, which I found very interesting. It was a good soundbite which will enable us now to go into Kenya Police. Want to just have a listen.
And of course, on our side, even we were champions in the NSL and Mozart. So it will be a battle for two teams that represented Kenya in a CAF Confederation Cup and CAF Champions League. And I feel it's a privilege that we are playing them. We are playing away. And of course, as you can see, the boys are ready and focused on tomorrow's match. I think people are coming up very well. I can see Prince, he has trained the whole training today. So I believe we have a depth in terms of squad. It's for us to look at who is who, on what position, and our game plans and game approach. I think it's football. Coaches move, players moves. So our eye is not about the coach. It's about the team police itself. And of course, we've been preparing police this fixture for the last few weeks before even the coach moves. So I believe we are here as business, we are here as to work, and of course they have to work on their line and give us good result.
Aya, nini? Nani coach wa polisi?
Coach wa polisi ni Muyoti.
Sio Baraza?
Sio Baraza. Baraza ni assistant coach, hawezi kuwa coach wa polisi. Ana CAF A.
Oh, so hii time yote alikuwa anaprepariwa kuingia, alikuwa aingie kama assistant. Juu unajua mbongo ilikuwa na vile yeye anakuja ilikuwa ni kama and especially vile Muyoti aliingia kama assistant to anaitwa Stojanovic. So somehow it felt like Stojanovic anatoka alafu Baraza anakuja kuingia kama coach, of which Muyoti atakuwa assistant wake, of which nilifeel kama iko a bit odd. Unaachana head coach ya Nairobi United unaingia Kenya Police kama assistant. So wewe
kitu ya kwanza pake
Muyoti ni wamechukua Baraza peke yake ama kuna mwingine tena?
Ni Baraza peke yake. Ni Baraza peke yake. Baraza hana CAF A, that is the problem. Yako tuna CAF B. Na unajua ligi lazima head coach akue na CAF A. So Muyoti ndo alitake it, alafu Baraza ndo assistant wake. Nikwambia pake ni muhimu. Maybe Nairobi United contract yake na wao pake haikukuwa lucrative venye ya Kenya Police iko. Unaona?
Na si Sakati akona pake na bado kuna Has.
Anaweza kuwa konao, lakini hizo ni za kurun club. Unaona? Si kama wewe ulisign contract ukiwa huko umesema contract yako ni ya 2 years na unajengwa let's say unajengwa 100k after tax per month. Alafu Kenya Police kuje kuambia sisi tutakujenga 200 after tax. Unaona? So at the end of the day, unaona pake ndio nini? Pake ndio muhimu. Unaona? Pake ndio muhimu kufanya nini? Kujua. So with them, I think they are going to it's going to be a good match, by the way. Nairobi United versus Kenya Police. It's going to be a good match.
1-1 as in
ndio nasema it's a good, yani imekuwa good match kama hatuja watch, but niko sure in terms of style of play ya venye Muyoti anadu, the way Salim huwa by the Salim is one of the best coaches this country has ever produced, but nini yake inakwanga unnoticed. Unaona? But he's a very 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 good coach. So I think that game was entertaining, unaona? But still too, at the end of the day, we wish them all the best.
Sawa. So I think that's what we have for you guys tonight. I think we'll be doing a lot of these connections to get to have a football chat, and especially more so on Kenyan football, where going, what news are we receiving out there, and how can we just continue the discourse about football around, and what can we be able to do to, I don't know, market our football. Yeah, so that's all we have tonight. Any parting shots from your end?
On my end, continue Fans Fireball for it's your home of local sports and talk. Mambo yote local football, mambo yote local sports, si football peke yake, hadi hata stories zingine zina happen around the country. Keep it here, Fans Fireball. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, kwote huko tuko. Kidogo kidogo pia tunaenda kuingia Pinterest. Kidogo kidogo huko tunaingia kwingine, mtatupata tu everywhere. Snapchat pia mtatupata huko as we try to manage our social media accounts. Then pia at the end of the day, we wish you all the best where you are watching from. Always tag us, tuko pale, comment, like, share, subscribe. High school games zinakaribia, tutapatana huko grao, tutakuwa, so ndio hiyo.
Yeah, asante sana. Thank you, man like Webu, for that. From our side, I think even for you guys who are watching, I think that you have talked about Maduro being ousted by the US. I am not quite familiar with the politics around there, but of course, the whole world knows about this. Sorry about that. I hope that your country is stable or becomes stable. The other bit about streaming, there's no link that we use to stream Kenyan football. What happens is that we have a regional, let's say, paid TV that's called Azam TV that we watch our matches on, and that's how we get to see Kenyan football. So if you're not able to do so, then you can always join our live watch-alongs, where we will be able to update you minute by minute on how some of the selected matches that we decide to do watch-alongs for are going. Yeah, so thank you all for joining us. Thank you for having us take a little bit of your time and just having football conversations. We'll be able to have more and more of this. Of course, you can go on our social media platforms and even just send us DMs on how we can also be able to connect. If you'd like to be part of the discourse, probably sometimes we can have like call-in shows. We can send a link. We can send a link and see if it's possible for someone to join, and we can have a live chat. Yeah, so that's all we have for you tonight. It's tonight here in Kenya. Yeah. Until next time. Bye-bye.